So I finally got some decent kitchen knives. I really don't want to throw these in a drawer and let them get dinged up and lose their edge, so I've got two different ideas. One is taking a cutoff from the countertops and using that for the magnetic board, so I'll have to hollow out a lot of it and then they will stick up there with the magnets coming through the backside. The other idea is a cheap piece of maple that I got that's got a lot of character to it, but it's going to need some work with some epoxy. So I'm going to try both these and see which one I like better.
I started with a piece of hardwood. Here I am mixing the epoxy to fill and stabilize the cracks and holes that are within the board. A blow torch is used to pop all the air bubbles before the epoxy starts to set up. After the epoxy has had time to cure, I sand it flush with the board. I worked from 80 grit to 150 on this step. I made a jig and used a router with an upcut spiral bit to hog out the material from the back side of the board. This will create a void where the rare earth magnets can be hidden. Routers can be very messy, so I'm attempting to collect as many of the chips as possible with my dust collector. I quickly work through the finish sanding, from 150, then 240, and finally 320 grit. For a food-safe finish, I went with mineral oil. It also happens to look great. Here I experiment to figure out how many magnets are required to hold the weight of the kitchen knives. Unfortunately, I forgot to press record when I used the epoxy to secure them in the void in the back of the board. I decided to keep it simple and I just used a few screws to attach it to the wall. Here I'm drilling the hole and countersinking it. I ended up liking the way this board looks so much I didn't even bother with the scrap from the countertops. This was an incredibly simple project that only cost me 5 times what it would have if I would have just bought a magnetic knife holder. I was a little conservative with how much material I removed from the back of the board. That meant I used more magnets than I had planned on. I also bought a new router bit. If this video inspired you to start your next project, like, subscribe, share, and don't be afraid to hit that notifications bell either. Thanks for watching!